Hey everybody, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to R. Kelly, and R. Kelly is pleading to President Trump. I guess he said, why not? He guessed that President Trump is in the pardon business right now, just giving away pardons like candy, okay? So R. Kelly said, maybe it's my time. He's asking for, and his lawyers filed an emergency motion. They are saying that people within the prison out there in North Carolina, where R. Kelly is currently serving his, I think it's a 35-year sentence, they're asking for an emergency motion to release him to house arrest because they are claiming that people are coming for R. Kelly and trying to take his life. Now, listen, I don't know if Trump is going to respond to this. I don't know how you put somebody that is serving darn near a life sentence on house arrest, but R. Kelly is asking for the favor because they swear 10 toes down that they got proof that people within the prison have a hit on R. Kelly's head. They want him unalive. Let's take a listen.
Are asking President Donald Trump to release their client immediately, saying prison officials have hired an inmate to murder him. Kelly is serving a 30-year sentence for sexual misconduct at a federal prison in North Carolina. Today, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion in Chicago federal court to get him out. They say they have a sworn affidavit from a terminally ill inmate who says prison officials offered him freedom in his final days in exchange for Kelly's murder.
There have been discussions not only with Michael Stein, but as the motion indicates, we've recently received information from another inmate named Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris has indicated that he too has been approached by the same lieutenant who's been approaching Michael Stein, and that discussions have been had about poison in the food hall, about poison in the commissary. Discussions with Mr. Stein have been had about stabbings. These are the kinds of methods that have been discussed.
Well, Kelly's attorney also says 2 inmates were approached by high-ranking prison officials to carry out the murder. Kelly was convicted in 2022 in Chicago of child pornography. The year prior, he was convicted in federal court in New York of racketeering conspiracy charges. The disgraced singer is not eligible for release until the year 2045. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow. Terrence and Sylvia? Attorneys are
2045. So he think he's going to be able to be on house arrest till 2045. And then I think he got other sentences, like essentially R. Kelly was sentenced to life in prison. I don't know how he thinks he's going to be able to serve house arrest for life. Like, that's crazy. So R. Kelly seeks prison release and asks for house arrest at the inmate alleges officials asked him to kill the singer. An attorney for R. Kelly tells People his client is in danger and keep him in prison is cruel and unusual punishment in the wake of these allegations. An attorney for R. Kelly is alleging that the singer's life is in danger and asking that he be removed from federal custody and placed on home detention. An emergency motion for temporary furlough filed in federal court on Tuesday, June 10th, obtained by People, alleges that 3 officials with the Bureau of Prisons devised a plot to have Kelly killed by a fellow inmate. The filing also includes a declaration from that inmate, Michael Glenn Stein, who alleges that he was asked to carry out this plot by 3 high-ranking individuals from the BOP while incarcerated at the United States Penitentiary, Tucson, in Arizona. In the declaration, Stein claims to be a longtime member of the Aryan Brotherhood and alleges he even held the title of commissioner at one point, which gave him the power to order beatings, stabbings, and executions that were carried out by other members of the AB. Now, if you ever heard of that AB, very dangerous group, you can read about it. He goes on to allege that the BOP official who had previously directed Stein to order assaults, beatings, and killings of inmates who approached him about ending Kelly's life. Stein claims that he was then transferred across the country to the Federal Correctional Institute, Butner, in North Carolina, the same facility where Kelly is serving his sentence, and eventually placed in the same unit as the singer. Well, that to me is a telltale sign that they're not lying. Why would this man just miraculously be transferred from Tucson to North Carolina, and then end up in the same unit as R. Kelly. I don't know if R. Kelly should come out on house arrest, but I do believe that he should be protected better. Once Stein completed his assignment, he alleges officials said he would be allowed to escape from custody and live his final months as a free man, an offer that he found appealing because he claims to have been diagnosed with terminal cancer at the time. Stein alleges in the filing that an official also approached him shortly after he arrived at the FCI Butler and said, "You need to do what you came here for." He says that after surveilling Kelly for weeks, he had a sudden change of heart and decided to inform the singer about the purported plot and how officials had allegedly tasked him with carrying out the execution. Stein then claims in the filing that he will undergo a polygraph examination to establish that he is being truthful, and also reveal the names of the inmates whose beatings and killings he has participated in over the years. I guess Stein, since he is diagnosed with terminal cancer, he's seeking atonement, for himself and whatever higher power he believe or may not believe in, so he can make amends before he is, succumbs to his cancer diagnosis. He is no stranger to legal actions. They're talking about Stein, having filed well over 100 civil suits and petitions in federal court over the past 2 decades. Stein was also convicted of threatening to assault and unalive a federal magistrate judge and an assistant United States attorney back in 2015 for letters he sent from his prison cell. Kelly's lawyer writes that regardless of Stein's past, in light of his claim, drastic release is warranted to protect the singer's life, saying Mr. Kelly continued incarceration while he knows his life is in jeopardy constitutes cruel and unusual punishment. Stein also received a transfer from Arizona to North Carolina, as he claims in his declaration, according to BOP records. Kelly's attorney, Bo Brindley, tells People that his client has been attacked in the past, and that his fears of a future incident are only heightened by his belief that officials inside the prison might not adequately or outright refuse to protect the singer. He is not safe in federal custody, Brindley says, and to keep him in prison while he's under threat like this is cruel and unusual punishment. The conduct included, Kelly is currently serving a 30-year sentence after being convicted of multiple charges of racketeering predicated on criminal conduct in the Eastern District of New York. The conduct included the sexual exploitation of children, forced labor, and violations of the Mann Act, including the coercion and transportation of women and girls in interstate commerce to engage in illegal sexual activity. A representative for the Bureau of Prisons did not respond to a request for a comment. Listen, I believe what they're saying is so. R. Kelly and his lawyer. I do believe that this man was transferred to that prison to unalive R. Kelly. The only thing I don't understand is after 3 years of him being there, why all of a sudden do they want this man gone? Like, I don't, that part I don't get, unless they just truly hate the fact that all the crimes that he is accused of and that he preyed on underage girls. Maybe that's why, but 3 years later, it's just crazy to me. Now, do I think that he should get house arrest? No. I think that all of these prisons need to be cleaned up. I think the violence in the prisons are horrific. And I also am a firm believer of your prison sentence, that is your punishment. You shouldn't then be in jail and subjected to people stabbing you, trying to unalive you. It's just crazy, R-ing you. It just doesn't make sense to me that a prison, to me, should not be a jungle. So what would be the solution to this? Not house arrest. The solution is maybe, it would be unfortunate, but if he wants to stay alive, maybe he has to be in solitary confinement and, be in his cell most of the day. And however time they come out of his cell, he comes out of his cell, gets some fresh air, showers, whatever he has to do. I don't know any other answer, because cleaning up these prisons is going to take a while. So in the meantime, the only thing I can think of is and being in confinement. Listen, guys, you'll know the routine. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video. And what do you think should be the answer to, a threat on his life behind bars? I don't think this house arrest, but y'all let me know. Thanks for watching.